Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby and today we're taking a look at the Yakima FatCat EVO 4 ski carrier here on the back of our 2021 Ford F-250. So this can be an excellent way of going ahead and starting to secure your snowboards, your skis, and that way we're having an excellent time of actually getting them up to the slope. So going to be a pretty nice little way of actually carrying them. Now we actually do have a FatCat 6 available here at etrailer.com as well. So if you're looking for just a little bit of extra length to go ahead and fit on some more of your skis and boards, I highly recommend giving that a look. Really, really nice system here. Really do like how it works. If we take a quick little look here, all I have to do, push up on that, and that's going to allow that to release. So even if you do have some, big old mitts on, going to probably be okay just to give that little action right there and then clamping it down. Very, very nice to secure it. So we do have two rubber strips here on the side and one at the top to go ahead and compress just like so. What's nice about it, not going to be damaging your boards or your skis, not even your hand if they were to get stuck in there, which is great. Now I wouldn't recommend getting it stuck right here, of course. That would be no fun, but doing a great job of not damaging that, which is excellent to see. We are going to have a 92.6 pounds of weight capacity available for ourselves. So I think we're going to be in a pretty good spot to carry almost any of our skis or boards that we need to. Now, one thing I really do like about the FatCat EVO here, really not going to be taking up too much room, especially of how we have it mounted on today. Now, we are utilizing the Yakima Bedrock system, giving us a nice little roof rack system here on the bed of our truck. Really do like how this works, because I'm not having to fight over this giant cab, right? I don't have to have a roof mounted option where I'm constantly pulling myself up, balancing here on the edge. I can simply walk right up to my FatCat EVO, slot all my boards and my skis in. Makes this really easy for everybody to load it back up. That way we can hit those slopes again. Or of course, if we're just traveling to the lodges, it does a great job of actually keeping it in place. And one thing I really like, we have a ton of room even on the other side here to start accounting for maybe a rooftop box when we're throwing here, or a cargo basket, or even doubling up on the FatCat EVO, giving us a whole nother holder on the other side of our truck. Now the aluminum construction here with a black powder coat finish is going to make sure that it is resisting the corrosion that we're going to find ourselves in, especially in those wet environments that we're all going to be heading towards. So again, really do like how that works. And on the very end here too, one thing we kind of forgot to mention is going to be Yakima's locking core system. So they are going to come key to like out of the box, which is great. But if you do have any other Yakima accessories, you can actually start utilizing their same key system. So if you were to use something like the Yakima Bedrock system, you could swap out these locking cores for a couple other ones to actually get them key to like to your other Yakima accessories. So really do like how that works. I know a ton of people want to reduce that keychain, and that's a great way of actually doing it. So what's awesome about these guys too, I really do like how this quick clamping system works. Let's go ahead and actually see how we can get it installed. So if you were to find yourself actually putting this on the cab of your F-250 or just utilizing your FatCat EVO on a variety of different vehicles, you might run into a little bit of issue with your bindings kind of getting in the way of your clearance issue, or creating clearance issues, I should say. To go ahead and account for that, Yakima's allowed us to actually utilize this little platform right here to actually raise up our carrier. To do that, we're going to need to back off our internal lever on the inside to take that off. And we need to unscrew this with the included tool. Now what's pretty cool about that Allen wrench is going to have, hex wrench is going to have a little hideaway that we can actually put in our carrier, which is great. That way we always have it with us. And then we simply need to take this and start threading it through back this way as we've raised it up. With that raised up and secured, all we need to do is actually add on our lever here. Now it can just take a little time to do, as you're going to have to kind of avoid your new fitment, but all we got to do, run it down till it's nice and secure. Well, that raised up, I wanted to go ahead and see what kind of dimensions we're working with here on our F-250. So if I were to have it in its closed position, all the way closed, our maximum height is going to be putting us right at about, and if I can go ahead and try to show you guys that, right under 8 inches, so about 7.5 inches to the very top. Definitely not too bad, which is great. And let's go ahead and see how much we actually have on the inside here. And I think usable length is going to be a big thing that we're really looking for here, and that's going to be the biggest dimension I'm worried about. From the inside here to the closest point where I think our snowboards or our skis could lie, to the very end here, that's going to be putting us at about 22 3/8 of an inch to the very end here. So that's also accounting for our middle mechanisms that we have on the inside there. Definitely don't want our boards interacting with that. And that can give you a pretty good baseline to go ahead and see how many of my boards or how many of my skis can actually fit in here. Now to get this installed is pretty straightforward. We're going to have our crossbars, and all we really need to do is walk this metal stripping around it. What I mean by that, well, we have this little guy right here. It is just a rubber-coated metal strip, and we simply slot that into that position there. And then we need to tighten up our bolts here, and that's going to be pulling all that slack out of that metal strip. We're going to kind of go until we have a little resistance, and then we just simply bring in our clasping system. And now we still need to secure this little bit right here. To do that, we have to open up our carrier. On the inside, we're just going to have this little lever right here, and all we need to do, righty-tighty, to tighten this up. Now what's great about this, of course, if you have a variety of different ways, you can kind of get an angle to these, which is kind of cool, depending on your car or your vehicle, I should say. So here on the bed of our F-250, not going to be the worst time in the world just to go ahead and get it straight up. And now that it's secure, you can just go ahead, bring that latch down, and there we are, all the way secured. So that's really, really simple to do. We are nice and installed, ready to rock and roll. Overall, though, I think the FatCat EVO 4 is excellent, especially if we don't have to carry a lot of boards and skis with us. Now, there are a variety of different carriers out there on the market. In my opinion, the FatCat EVO sits in perfectly, even with that kind of Rhino rack system we have here at etrailer.com. Now, obviously, the Kuat carrier out here with the grips that they have is, in my opinion, way better. It looks way cooler, and we actually have a nice little slide-out option. But that's kind of something I like here on the Ford F-250. We don't have to worry about that, right? It's right here on the side of my truck. I can walk right up, and honestly, I think the FatCat EVO is the way I would go with it. Definitely works really, really well. Otherwise, I think it's going to do a great job of getting our snowboards and our skis to the slopes. That way, the whole family can start having fun. Otherwise, though, guys, I think that about does it for our look here today at the Yakima FatCat EVO 4 here on our 2021 Ford F-250. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.